Well, here we are. It's Thursday. And the camera's up there. I'm looking at my computer right here. So today is one of those cloudy, rainy days. Actually, it's actually the afternoon is cloudy and rainy. This morning I ran in and got a few things and got caught in the rain before I got back out and got home. So I got a little wet and started the day out all wrong. But I did have a nice big breakfast this morning, and oh heck, haven't figured out what I'm gonna eat for supper tonight. Probably a couple hamburgers or cheeseburgers or something like that. I got the whole fixings in the refrigerator there, so maybe a little potato salad on the side, glass of milk. Probably be kind of a quiet evening. I thought I'll go over to Lee's in the pod and watch Lisa, Tammy, get caught up on things a little bit. I haven't watched too much out there. I did watch some of the vids from Leslie today, and at least I think I got them. Maybe all of them. I don't know. That most of them are pretty short, so it wasn't too hard to do. It looks like she feels pretty vindicated right now, and I can understand that. Uh, I say I really think she's a brave gal doing what she had to do to find out the things that she needed for her investigation, I guess, or whatever she was doing at the time. She seems pretty happy with what she was able to gather up, and like I say, I pat her on the back. She walked into the lion's den for sure. She's a lot braver than most men. I gotta say that for her too. And for Leslie, whenever you need to sit down and just talk and relax a little bit, you can certainly give me a jangle. I I commend you for being brave. You've, like I say, you've done some things that most guys are scared to do or even try. Oh, let's see. Yeah, like tonight I look forward to looking at see what Lisa has and try to get caught up on some of the things I may have missed. I'm not in a kind of a mood to sit down for hours and look at a bunch of videos of people doing foolish things. And here lately, it seems like all they're doing is rehashing just things that they can find on the internet immediately, and they like take sentences apart and put them together, whatever. More like little kids trying to reinvent a world that they don't have enough experience in to even talk about, yet try to remake it. Plus, I was going over some things I want to do when I go down there this spring. I still haven't picked a date or anything like that. I would like to avoid the spring rush down there. But what I might do, it really depends on the time allotted that I've got. During the spring, I've got a lot of things going. I mean, besides physicals, and there's different taxes that are due. My license is due this year. Uh, oh, you name it. License plates come up here pretty soon this year. So when I look at it, I've got a window that I've got to get in and get back up there. And I want to make sure I've got all the reservations down there taken care of well as well. And hope we don't hit too many hurricanes in between. One thing though, I can always cancel reservations down there if the hurricane's coming. And I think I've got everything on my truck ready to go. I've got to get a few supplies for the travel trailer. Um, the guy I bought it from, he also he had bought a brand new fifth wheel, he wanted a fifth wheel, I guess, and that's why he sold the travel trailer to me. But I've got some things with it that are great. I got the hitch. I've got wheel locks, um, extra set of tires. That they put new tires on it, and the tires they took off, there was nothing wrong with them, and they weren't uh, old, but they hadn't aged out, and they look good. And the reason he said he kept them is because in case something would happen, then he's got tires he can put on right away. Probably what I'll do is I'll take a couple with me and I'll put them in the storage. That way, if something does happen, I can have spare tires that can be put on there right away to get me to someplace. Usually, what I do is if I blow out a tire, I usually replace everything then, so that they're all the same mileage on there and the same age. Especially on a travel trailer, when you go down the road, you lose a tire, you can lose your trailer and your pulling rig, and I don't want to do that. My insurances are due probably when I'm down there, although I can take care of that on the internet, so I'm not too worried about that so much. Oh, well, I'm trying to think what else I got to do before I go. It creeps up on you. That's, you just don't have a. All of a sudden, it's there, and if you haven't done your planning, you might not get to take your trip. Uh, this past year has been a tough one for me, and I don't expect to go back to where I was at one time as far as happiness. Right now, I'm just kind of dragging through life. I don't really have a real direction or anything like that. And I don't really think I'll ever be as happy as I was. I can't imagine ever being that way. Maybe until the good Lord comes down and grabs me. Oh, yeah, I don't want to get too sad. I'm just getting my feet on the ground right now. And these pets seem to be testing me for a homework. I got one yapping at me out in the other room. And this one here was trying to climb up here and grab things off my desk. I have done a few things out in my garage, but not much. I need to do a bunch of stuff out there before I take off too. And most of the rooms I've taken care of now, except for this room itself. And part of it was tax items, uh, things from my wife's estate that had, legalities that had to be finished up. And actually, it's a matter of trying to not necessarily reorganize. What happened is that while my wife was in the hospital, I just made piles in different places right and put a filing cabinet. And now I got to go through and look at every piece of paper that I threw in here to put it in the correct place so that I can find it at the appropriate time. I thought at the same time, there's a lot of old stuff in here. I'll just toss it because it's not necessary to keep it only so many years. What I'm finding out is I've gotten a lot more room in this room now. Uh, my living room looks almost bare, and I'm gonna go out and buy some different furniture to bring back. Obviously, I can't do it on a day like today. I had thought about doing it today, but it's not gonna happen. For sure, I'm gonna put a new Davenport in here, and I thought about putting another easy chair in the living room. Like I say, it's getting pretty empty in there. I did go out and get some calendars today. We're sadly lacking in calendars. I didn't think of it until it was too late. They're kind of important. There's different dates that have to be kept up with. And normally before December's over, I've got part of next year's meetings already written in there, the ones I have to be at. Oh, nothing's really happening outside as far as it's been too cold for anything to look like it's going to green up yet. We're up too far north for that to happen. I'm thinking that about the time I head down to Florida, the stuff here will be starting to really grow, and I'm going to have to depend on one of my neighbors, or maybe two of them, to take care of my lawn and weed it while I'm gone. I don't know another way to do it, and I don't want to pay fines for letting it get too high here. I might do another live here pretty soon. Depends on if a bunch of you want me to do another live show. We were doing them in the morning, kind of a coffee deal. Uh, Not that there was a lot of people that was involved in it. Uh, it was pretty, actually kind of slim pickings, and I hate to run a 2 or 3 hour show out there for a few people and keep them from doing what they probably would want to do. Because the more people you have, the more things you can talk about. The fewer you have, eventually it gets pretty boring for everybody involved. And I don't want that to happen to us. There's so many things out there to look at. Uh, the I've went on a few channels to see what other people are doing there in my situation as far as where their spouse is deceased and they just are in limbo. You know, it for you that have lost a spouse, you know what I'm talking about, especially if you were extraordinarily close. It can be extremely devastating. Just you can't fill it in. This what's happened, and I mean, lucky for me, there's pets out there to take help. They help a lot, and I probably, if I had didn't have the pets, I probably would have took off and went south somewhere, whether it was out to Arizona, maybe out in the west, and go out to Quartzsite. And there's a lot of people out there. Someone might even know that are out there. Um, you can always spend a month out there, and then you can go to other places that you want to see. Whether you go up to Nevada and go through the casinos, or just try to fill your time in if you can. I don't like to go to places like that with my pets. I don't want to put them through it. I want to keep them here as much as possible so that they can go out in the yard. It's familiar. Um, when warm weather comes where they can be outside a lot, it's not so bad because no matter where I go, we can take a little walk and go do things. Because when they're in that travel trailer, they're cooped up. They're not used to anything like that. This house, I've got over 2,000 square feet in here, not counting the garage and the foyer and utility room and stuff like that. I'm talking about living space, where there's bedrooms and bathrooms and living room and family room and kitchen and dining room. Just there's a lot of places to roam, and like my cat, she's got a room all of her own. She can go down there. I don't let the pup down there bother her. She's got a special little opening go through into the other room, and when she wants privacy, she goes down there. And then for Christmas, my daughter bought her one of the little tunnels that she can play in, so that's in the family room, and she goes down there and messes with that and the little feathered thing that she plays with down there that was bought by my daughter. Uh, the family room is pretty nice. I mean, it's got a big TV and a fake fireplace, and yeah, it's got those what they call a Hannah chair, where they're leather chairs where they kind of like a oh, like a lazy boy lounge chair or something like that. I've got an ice cream table down there. My wife always used it when she's doing a wash. She would fold clothes on that ice cream table. We bought it quite a few years ago and then rebuilt it all. We'd looked for one for, well, I didn't know how long before we found the right one that we wanted. And it's kind of like it's not wrought iron, but it's, like, oh, quarter-inch steel, that makes it fancy designs on it. And then I put new tabletop in it and new seat bottoms in the chairs. 'Cause this darn thing's 150 years old. So it needed a lot of work when we bought it. But we stripped it down completely, repainted the steel on it, and then did the rest of it. So it looks like new, and I know a lot of people say you shouldn't do that with antiques. Well, this happened to be an antique; it had to be done to it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pile of rubble. That's all. But we had fun doing it. Just one of them projects that we had thought about for a long time, and we actually did it together. We, uh, uh, yeah, it brings back memories. Anyway, that's down there. Yeah, let's see. I got a lot of pictures I need to go through and sort. Let's see what else have I got to do. I got laundry in there right now going, so I got to get done here and go down there, grab the stuff out of the dryer, and take the stuff that's in the washer, throw it in the dryer, bring the stuff from the dryer back up here to fold it, and then by that time, maybe the other load down there will be dry. I hope. I try to get everything done in 1 or 2 days. Uh, there for a while, it was about every other day I'd go down there and do some laundry. I've got it down to about twice a week now, trying to split it up that way. Um, there's just a lot of little things I didn't realize had to be done in the house itself to keep up, and so I'm learning the ropes, you might say. I think that's about it. How long? Oh, this is 17 minutes. It's got to be it. I got to get off there. I rambled, which is okay. That kind of fits the picture of what everybody's been saying about me rambling. But that's from a lack of activity, by the way. When we get into the talking about a subject one of these days, I'll try to get back in the groove again and try to give you something that's a lot more interesting. Uh, this desk that I've got right here, that goes back uh, way over 100 years ago. And I'll have to put the bright lights on and I'll show you. The top of it has different woods that are inlaid into it. It was all hand done. And my wife's grandfather has salvaged this quite a few years ago. That somebody he got it from somebody. I don't know what it was, and it had to be reworked, and he made it look like brand new. And he was a carpenter. He's very skilled carpenter. Matter of fact, I've got a small table that has a the type that lifts on both sides, and it's all finished up with a real varnish. And he finished that probably 70 years ago, something like that. That he did that. This is kind of priceless. It's not a very big desk. I mean, it's small. Uh, it don't hold much. But it's got 4 drawers on each side and one in the middle, and it's just it's got full of pencils and pens and oh different things I need for my mic or um, just tables and stuff that I put in the drawers in case I need one. Uh, and then I've got a cabinet over here. It's got the instructions for different things, paper, a couple books, uh, just It's a lot of nonsense stuff. Oh no, yeah, I've got an arm here that holds a camera, a small camera up over there, and it's mobile. You know, it'll move in a lot of different directions like this. I do have a one of them joysticks that my daughter gave me, and it's pretty neat actually. I can put it about anywhere, and it'll follow me. Uh, it's pretty slick. And I put my phone. I've got two different phones. One is a Apple 17, and the other one's an Apple 14. The 17 was actually my wife's, and she didn't get to use it too long. Uh, so it's like brand spanking new. Mine spent a lot of time on the shelf, so I don't like to hold either. Uh, I think that's it. I think I better let you go. We're climbing up there too far on the totem pole for time. But I'll talk to you later. Maybe I'll be able to see you or say hi to you at Lisa's channel tonight. See you there. Ta ta.